Welcome back to Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. We have now completed the game. There are a couple of other things that I want to go over in this bonus video, starting with this menu here. Upon completing the game and opening your completed save file, you're going to get the option to be able to play through the game all over again, or select which chapter you want to play, which we're going to be using in just a moment. But over here, we have some extra stuff. Pretty standard for Danganronpa games. You can now use your monocoins to unlock any movie, which actually I don't want to do. You can unlock any of the CGs, the background music, and you get your game record. So this is mine, as you can see. Completed the game in exactly 17 hours, pretty good. Made 18,500 coins and collected all the collectibles. The bling bullets and the scissor upgrades are not required to get the best results, but they do give you achievements, and I'll quickly run down all the achievements in the game and how to get them now. This is the Steam achievements page for Ultra Despair Girls. The Steam achievements are the same as the PlayStation trophies for the Vita and PS4 versions of this game, so there's nothing to worry about there. But as you can see, there are 35 achievements, and a lot of them are quite straightforward to get. Just by playing through the game, you should be able to get these first 7 for completing the prologue in each of the chapters. There are some more that are tied to general game progress, such as playing a Monokuma machine for the first time, escaping the bridge, and other story events such as that. There are 4 combat achievements here for defeating Monokumas. Defeating your first Monokuma is certainly something you'll be able to do in your first playthrough, and defeating 100 should be pretty easy as well. Just by playing through the game once, you should be able to defeat every type of Monokuma. You'll definitely need a second playthrough to defeat 1,000 Monokumas though. And if you want all these other achievements, you should be fighting as many enemies as you can see, because you'll need the money. The next set of achievements is kind of tied to income. Finding half of the bling bullets and then finding all of the bling bullets is going to require you to have a lot of money. I managed to buy almost all of the bling bullets in this playthrough of the game, but not quite all of them. Again, that's something that a second playthrough could help you to do. Collecting 100 monocoins is very straightforward, but collecting 10,000 is certainly going to require a second playthrough. Then there is a set of achievements for collectibles. Handing over your first hit list to Hiroko should be straightforward enough, but in order to get the achievement for handing over all of the hit lists, you'll need to start a New Game Plus playthrough and head to the Resistance base to hand over the Kamiko hit list, since you cannot do that in your first playthrough of the game. Then there are achievements for finding your first of each of the different types of collectibles, and the last section of achievements is to do with full completion, maxing out Genocide Jack's scissors, collecting all the Socky the Sock books, earning a B rank in every chapter, and then earning an A rank in every chapter. If you do earn an A rank in every chapter, like I did in this playthrough, you will automatically get the Hopeful achievement as well. As you can see, I unlocked them at the same time. Then there are achievements for finding all of the hidden kids, all the scrap notes, and all the reference books. Redemption is for raising Kamaru to level 20, which you should be able to do within the first 2 chapters of the game. And the final achievement, Never Stop Growing, for raising Kamaru to the maximum level, which is 99. I don't think this is possible in your first playthrough of the game. In this playthrough of the game, we did everything there was to do and made it to level 83, which is incidentally my favorite number. So to get some of these achievements, you will need to play through the game again on New Game Plus, so to speak. Remember that there are skills that increase the amount of experience that you get from enemies, and also the amount of money that they drop, which is certainly very useful in getting the last of these achievements. Then there's a record for each of the difficulties. We played through on normal difficulty and got A rank on everything, which was nice. You could play on despair mode, and you can play on easy mode. Also, kind of important, you can also switch the voice language in this menu between English and Japanese. And you know what? We played through the whole game in English, so now we're going to play in Japanese, just for this little bit. And what I want to do is jump into Chapter Select, and I want to go find Hiroko. So to do that, we need to go into Chapter 2. And you know what? We'll do it on despair mode, why not? So here we are, we're back in the subway, and we are effectively now on New Game Plus. I've got all of my skills, including the new one that we got in a power generator for completing the game on A rank. We don't have all of our bullets, since that would kind of break the game. We'd be able to sequence break a little bit, I think. But we do still have all of our bling bullets, so I can go back to upgrading all of my bling bullets again, which I think I'm probably going to need. So we'll do that. Ammunition is kind of the name of the game on Despair mode. That's one of the ways that they make the game more difficult, is that it is less readily available. So your bling bullets become a little bit more valuable in that regard. Any collectibles that you missed will be available on your second playthrough. Fortunately, we got them all, so that's not a problem. Something important to note, in Genocide Jack sequences on Despair mode, the time limit is greatly reduced. As you can see, we only have the best part of 3 minutes to do this, which is still plenty of time. Okay, here we are in the Resistance headquarters, and we need to talk to Hiroko again. We have one more hit list to hand over to Miss Hagakure. We picked it up at the very end of the game. Let's hand over Kamakox. Kamakox. Real name, Kamako. A magic demon that looks like a stink bug. It's weak like its owner and it smells like it too, but it can use stink gas on you. When you go hunt it, make sure you wear a gas mask or something. Hunting grounds unknown. Kamako, so you were safe? Kamako, is this a bug? What do you mean, bug? Kamako is my dear friend. No, not just a friend, but an insect friend. A friendsect. If you ever call her a bug again, I won't forgive you. The only one who knows what it's like to be called smelly is my Kamako. Every time my classmates coughed when I walked in, Kamako was the only one who didn't. The trust relationship between me and Kamako goes deeper than any human and insect out there. Foo-foo. It's okay, Toko. You're not alone. You don't have to lie to yourself anymore. You already know it, don't you? What? Kamako is a regular insect. What? Like I said, she's no insect. She's a friendsect. Foo-foo. Insects don't understand how humans feel. But Kamako! Toko! You're right. Kamako is just a normal insect. I can accept that. You don't have to lie to yourself anymore. The world is a kinder place than you think. Yeah. I hope to see you again, Kamako. And that's it. The last hitless entry in the game. I really like how they make you come back for it. You could easily miss it just playing casually, because you don't have the opportunity to hand it in to Hiroko, because you pick it up at the very last area of the game. You really do have to do that little bit extra and play through one more time in order to get everything there is to get. So in my search for anything about this game that I might have missed or failed to mention across the series, I did some digging, and I found some images that are kind of interesting to look at. The first comes from the Ultra Despair Girls section of the Danganronpa website, which is still up and you can go and visit it. It's a map of Toa City, which is never included in the game, and I do find it a little strange that we never get an overarching view of what Toa City looks like in-game, and yet this map exists and it's on the website. Next up are a couple of early development images that were shared by Spike Chunsoft on Twitter of what the game might have looked like. You can see Komaru and Toko chained together, and Komaru running along walls, which is really cool. I'm a massive fan of Mirror's Edge, and now I really want a game set in the Danganronpa universe with Mirror's Edge style parkour mechanics. That would be ridiculously fun. Alongside the release of this game to promote it, Spike Chunsoft released a cookie clicker style mobile game. It's called Monokuma Factory, and playing it would give you access to exclusive wallpapers and such. And also to promote the release of this game, there was an Android app that was released. From what I can gather, it didn't do anything particularly fancy, it just helped you manage your files and storage on your phone, and Komaru would judge you depending on how full up your phone was. Unfortunately, it seems that these are both unavailable now, and they were only ever released in Japanese to begin with, which is so often the case with Danganronpa content. There really isn't much more to Ultra Despair Girls. We've covered almost everything that the game has to offer, except for this one thing here that we get for completing the game. The spin-off novel, Ultra Despair Hagakure. I mentioned this briefly during Chapter 2, because this novel features a character that we heard mention of a couple of times. I would be interested in checking this out, because I've not actually ever gotten around to reading it myself. So let me know what you guys think. Would you be interested in seeing a video on this? That's it. There's nothing else to Danganronpa Another episode, Ultra Despair Girls. I really enjoyed putting this series together. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it entertaining and insightful, perhaps. Because I really do love this game. Despite it being a little bit clunky, the gameplay is certainly not perfect. There are some issues I have with certain parts of the game in terms of writing, but overall, the narrative is fantastic, the characters are brilliant, and I think that this game is underrated. So that's going to do it from me. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video.